Good morning and welcome back. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning here, nice and brisk outside, and we are looking at our swing trade from yesterday. And yes, we are wishing that we had an NVIDIA swing trade, but we settled for an Apple swing trade. So, plan was that if it got below 61.89 that we would begin our swing trade. So I did that yesterday. Got in on it here, got stopped out there, and then when it went back down below, I got back in and it faded the rest of the day, which was really nice. This morning, it's been really choppy in pre-market here. So we're going to see what happens, and I might just simply take profits at the open. I think that it can go down to 58. I mean, it did during this pre-market low was really close to 158. A few other people on Discord are saying that it could get down to 154.87. I'm not sure if I want to hold it that long, but we'll see what it does here at the opening. And I think that if it were to go above 160, I'm going to just, cut it with time decay and everything. I'm guessing that 160 is going to be probably about break even. So that's kind of my stop there. Since I didn't buy the monthly options, so it expires on Friday, which means that if it's not in the money, it's going to expire worthless. And I should have gotten, one that was maybe a couple weeks out, but I didn't when I got it. I wasn't thinking. So, yeah, we'll see what happens here, and it's kind of, I don't know. I would like it if it could open below the red to green mark, which would be the previous day's close, 159.30. It'd be nice if it could open maybe in the 70s or even the 50s, but I kind of doubt we're going to get to the 50s, because if it can open down there, that means that the red to green line is going to act as resistance usually. However, if we open up below or above the red to green line, it's going to act as support. So I'd really like it to open down here so that it bounces off of there, and we can use red to green and maybe this previous high, 159.75 level, as a stop. I might just use that as a stop. I don't know. We'll see when it opens up here. We have 24 minutes yet until the open, and yeah, we'll see what it does during this time. I mean, I would love it if it would just plummet. That would be awesome. But hey, we'll see. I mean, if it opens down here, I'll probably just take profits, because that would be a very good profit right there, I think. So yeah, we bought this one at $100 even. So right now we were sitting at about a 40. Well, split the difference between the two, about a 40-45%. 47 was the last sold. So yeah, about a 45% gain on that. Time decay is going to eat into that profit just a little bit here, but I'd really like to see it open, like I said, below the red to green line. All right, trading yesterday. Let's go over what we did yesterday here. Two things that I want to point out. I want to point out that NVIDIA turned out to be an absolute beast of a move, which would have been a couple $100 profit on just simply one put. So what we did in the morning was, the plan was if it was below 229, we were going to short it. And I was silly enough to just buy it right here off the get-go, out of the open, at the open of the market here. And it spiked up. That was fine. Whatever. I didn't mind. It seemed like it was going down. Went up. My stop was set at the high of this candle, and it jacked up above there, even went above just a little bit, kind of above this significant line here from the previous week's channel. And so I stopped out, lost about, well, let's see, what was it? Would have been maybe 5% loss. Wasn't a big deal. But then I got back in on it when it was, breaking down through this channel. I it's good to stick to your stops, but I shouldn't have had a hard stop. Okay, so there's the mental stop where you're just in your mind, okay, if it goes above here, I'm going to sell. That's what I would call like a mental or a soft stop, because you might change your mind. It's not set in stone. But what I did was a hard stop where if it reached a certain level, it just automatically sold. And so even if it taps that level for just like 2 seconds, it's going to sell. And that's what happened. So I should have had a soft stop, a mental stop. I don't know. But anyway, I ended up selling at about 224 right here. Had a nice profit. We're able to recoup all of the losses from that, which again wasn't very much. I wish I would have held it the rest of the time. I mean, it didn't actually ever get above these previous levels. And it just kept on going. If I would have held it all day, like I did the Apple, then it would have been really nice. Anyway, that being said, while I was dealing with that, something beautiful and wonderful was happening over here at Facebook. And let's go over here. I just want to point out how beautiful the H pattern is. The H pattern is a bearish pattern that shows up, especially when you have the red to green line here. So that's the previous close price, is right there. Opens above it a little bit, drops down, finds some support, creates the hump of the H, and drops the rest of the morning. When you have an H pattern, sometimes red to green is going to be down here, sometimes it's up here, but when it is right at the top of the H, that's like a really good indication of a successful fade that's going to continue down the rest of the morning. I was trading NVIDIA. I didn't notice it. I really wish I would have, because this would have been an amazing trade. Let's say we would have grabbed a 195 put. That might have been too expensive, but I don't think so, actually. Let me look here. Yeah, so we could have grabbed one of these for about 330. And if we would have sold it, in all reality, I probably would have sold it in here. Yeah, let's just say 140. 94, which was at, is it 904? Right there. Yeah, I could have made $150, just boom, right like that. Would have been a 40 to 50% move right there. And then the amazing thing is that it continued dropping the rest of the day. If I would have held this the whole day, which I don't think I would have. I definitely would have sold, in here. But regardless, it would have been a really good trade. And if I would have held the rest of the day, that $350 turned by the close. If I would have sold it at the close here, it was worth $935. So, yeah. Oh well, that's okay. I'm happy with what we did yesterday, and I think it was a good day. So, Apple's setting up here, kind of like a little bit of a, I don't know if this is a flag necessarily, more of a pendant kind of a thing, a wedge. But we do have some levels here we could take a look at. Alright, so currently on the top of this channel here, actually I should just use the channel tool. Go like that, and we go like that. Alright, so we got a channel there, and we also have a channel here. So, it looks to me like it's probably going to keep on going up. Just because it broke out of this channel. And though, horizontally speaking, it's doing lower highs, it's also climbing and getting some higher lows. So this is going to be pretty important, this channel here. If it can break out and get above red to green, then it's probably going to be bullish. Time will tell. Let me do a couple things off screen here. Okay, so we've broken up out of the channel. Right here. So that's good for the bulls, but of course we don't want that. We want continuation downward. Yeah, we're kind of on the upside of the channel here. So, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do 160 is going to be my stop. There's still a chance that it could break down further, but I don't see that happening. I mean, it's at a good level. This 58 level here. Yeah. I'm just thinking it's probably going to bounce. I think the rest of the market's probably going to do the same thing, which is fine. That's great. Opportunity, you know. Excuse me. What's this? 29 through 29 up here. 4. All right. I'm gonna be right back. Don't go away. We will. We'll be right back. And we're back. And looks like Apple's doing like what we thought it would, which is too bad. Sometimes it really sucks to be right, you know? That's okay. We don't mind. I'm not worried about losing money on this. It was up enough yesterday that, oh, hey. We'll take a sharp drop. Hey, somebody here?
Yeah, it's me.
Hey. So, we have an overnight swing on Apple here. Um, so I got it at about 161.50, and wanted it to drop overnight, which it dropped yesterday, um, all the way into the close, which was great and
Yeah.
awesome. But now it's just kind of hanging around the red to green line, and I'm afraid I was doing some charting on it earlier. I'm afraid it's going to turn bullish and just it's bounced off of this 158 area, which is a fairly solid area. Some people on Discord think that it can go all the way down to 154 or 155 ish, but I'm not sure if I want to hang on to it for that long.
Yeah.
So I'm probably just going to, depending on what the price is, I don't want to lose money on this one. So I'm probably going to just set a stop at break even. And if it breaks even and gets me out at break even, that's fine. I don't. That's no problem.
Yeah.
But I would prefer that it get back down to 158. That was my goal yesterday. Was 158. I really wanted 158. In hindsight, I probably should have sold into the close, but that's okay. It was up enough that I wasn't too worried about it like gapping up tremendously this morning.
Yeah.
But yeah. Were you on when I was talking about Facebook?
Um. No, I had.
Okay. I just want to show you something real quick about Facebook. So it was at a key level. 200 was a key level yesterday, or well, okay, 199 ish, somewhere
Uh.
around there. But it had the most beautiful H pattern that I've ever seen. And I don't know if you can see it on your smaller screen, but there's an H right here. First,
Oh yeah.
10 minutes. And look at that fade after the H pattern. Just
Nice.
like wham. And sadly, I was trading Nvidia, which was a good trade. I don't regret trading Nvidia, but this would have been a
Yeah.
better trade. I mean, it fell from 200 down to 192 in an hour. So that would have been a very very nice trade, especially if you would have bought. Um, Hang on one second, I'll be back. So David got into some kind of weird grease, so I need to go help her get him cleaned up
Okay.
because baby wipes are not getting it off. We have to use some acetone, so it's going to be exciting. So I'm going to
Okay.
set a stop here. I'll probably, um, yeah, I'm going to set a stop so that at the open, if it's break even, then I break even, whatever.
Yeah.
So we'll just do stop at 100 and do that. And
I'll
hopefully it
pop
doesn't
back
just
in.
weirdly stop me out at the open for no reason. But I'll be back.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and we're back. Let's see here. What are we doing? Apple. Okay. Apple, apple, apple. Let's see what you're gonna do. And we've got the Q's, which is going a little bit red. What do I want here? What do I want to do? All right. This is looking good so far. I'm going to probably take profits here pretty soon because, yeah, I'm going to take profits here. All right, so we made 57% on that. That was great. Yay. And the reason why I took profit there was the Q's was hitting pre-market low and was probably going to bounce. So that's what I call safe profits. Technically speaking, I should probably hold on to it because it hasn't gone above this previous level yet, but I really wanted to keep those profits. We might try another entry here at some point, but right now, that's not what we want to do. So Facebook would have been a nice quick trade here. If you wanted to be adventurous, we could have shorted it at the pre-market high. Yeah, Facebook swing would have been amazing. So, yeah. Um, and I'm very glad that we got out of our Apple trade because it spiked back up. So what we could do here potentially is do another. It depends on what the market's looking like. I mean, there's a big bounce here. It's happening. So let me just write this down. I mean, yeah, could have shorted this previous one here, previous high. But again, that would have we could have gotten 50 cents out of it, just a really quick 50 cents. That would have been nice. But I don't know. I'm kind of. We are now into the the channeling, so we're gonna be a little bit patient here. Maybe wait until 8:45, maybe even 9 o'clock. See if any patterns develop. But um, um, what was that yesterday with Nvidia? That was we did the 205. And we got it at 200, right? Yeah. No. And we sold it. Okay, it was 140. So, and then sold it at 200. That jumped to 200. 848. Yeah. So that was. Da, 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 da. Q's just broke pre-market, a pre-market low level. Oh, Nvidia. Oh. Yeah, Nvidia. Yeah. Yeah, this is one I wish I would have. Really wish I would have held. I mean, it's very beautiful. I also wish I would have shorted this on the red to green line. Would have been a really nice move. Facebook's acting like it wants to break out. Red over here. People are talking about USO. Oh, wow. Very nice. Very, very nice. And there goes Facebook. Nice little breakout. They grow up so fast. I'm tempted to take this breakout, but I don't know. Probably should, but well, I'm really happy with the Apple trade there. We sold at the very bottom, which is fantastic. I like it. I love it when that happens. And that can happen, and oftentimes does happen when you're looking at both the company you're trading and the greater market. So we had, even though Apple hadn't reached the pre-market low, which was 158.20 something, the Qs did, and that's the market, that's the Nasdaq, and that's what Apple trades on. And it hit its low and had a really nice bounce. So that's why I decided to get out there. To me, it wasn't worth that extra 8 cents of potential gain right there. So look at that. Nice. I should have. Excuse me. Wonderful allergies. Yeah, okay, so there's that level. We could have made a little bit there, but not enough for it to be worth my time necessarily. 89, got an 89. I mean, could have made $10. No, $18. But yeah, hey, I'm actually gonna call it a day. Get to work a little bit earlier since I've definitely reached my goal today, and I would say that it was a very successful swing trade because we found the bottom, we sold at the bottom as we were shorting it with a put, and yeah, it worked really well. There's more opportunities. There's always more opportunities, but the chances of me actually making more money and not losing money now are pretty high. Just speaking historically, historically speaking for myself. So I'm gonna call it quits for the morning and make a little bit more on my hourly wage at my real work. So have a fantastic day, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here, and I hope that. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. See, this is why I shouldn't trade after I make a profit. It's like I would probably mess something up because I'm like, oh, it's going up, and watch, it's gonna like consolidate for a while. Anyway, I'm gonna get off before I do something stupid. So, thank you again for coming and being with me and joining me in this trading journey. And I will. Oh, Bed Bath and Beyond. Hang on, just a second. I need to look at a couple things here. DWAC. Oh, that was a good call yesterday. Okay. And then Triple BY. No, that's not it. It's just BBY. That's a nice red to green move. Look at that. That's really nice. Ooh. I wish I would have been watching that. That would have been really nice. Oh, but look at the spread. $100 spread. Yeah, I'm not. I, that cures my FOMO really fast. Okay, we're good. All right, hopping off. See you tomorrow again, 8 o'clock, bright and early. And have an amazing day, everybody.